In today's video, we're gonna go through the Roku TV Plus series. This is their newest television that they have. It's made by Roku and has the Roku software, and go through it and give you a bunch of tips and tricks. Let's get into it. So let's first talk about the remote. The remote, here's all the buttons. That's how you turn it off. That's how you go back. That's how you go home. Here's your directional pad with OK to select. This is a rewind feature to rewind a little bit. Your microphone, if you want to find something, all you're going to do is press and hold that button and say something such as "Show me movies by Kevin Costner." And it's going to search real quick, and it's going to show all movies by Kevin Costner. So you can search in apps or from the home screen, or have it open up things. Open up YouTube. And then 2 seconds later, it's gonna open up your YouTube app, go home, and it'll go home. So it can pretty much do a bunch of stuff. This is like your menu buttons. So for instance, if you press this button down here, this little menu button, if I press it while I'm looking at the Netflix, I can press it and I can move the app, I can move it to the top, restart the app, check for updates, remove the app completely, which is deleting it, or close it. So it's think of it on a computer like right clicking. That's basically what this does. And it is a very, very handy button. You can do it from within different, I'll show you right here. You can do it from within different HDMI ports and stuff like that. And I'll go into this in a moment. So it brings up a lot of stuff. If you're ever trying to figure out how to do something and you can't figure it out, press that button. It might just do it for you. You've also got your rewind and play button, play, pause, and then your fast forward. You have your smart buttons right here that are programmable. So if you press it once, it's gonna do something. So I have it set to YouTube, but if you want, you can actually program it to do something else. So for instance, if I press and hold it, I'm gonna press and hold that one. You can see, select an option below for shortcut. It's gonna allow you to change the shortcut of the button. So you can go to a specific channel, or go to the Roku channel, live TV guide, sleep timer, closed captions, last voice command. So if I wanted to go to a specific channel, I'd hit that. And then you can see, highlight a channel on the home screen and press and hold 1 and 2. So for instance, I already have it selected YouTube, but I'll do it again just to show you. So I want it to be my shortcut to open up YouTube. All I'm gonna do is just press and hold that button, and it shows this. Select an option below for shortcut, and I'm gonna choose YouTube. And then it says YouTube is set to shortcut. Press 1 to launch YouTube. I'm gonna press 1 again on here. And now YouTube is the default shortcut. And you do the same thing with the number 2 on the remote as well in order to program it. And then otherwise at the bottom, you have these buttons as well. You can hit it and go to open up Netflix. Now you can't program these buttons, unfortunately. They're already programmed. But regardless, at least you can program 1 and 2. Here's the left side of the remote where you can turn on and off your voice features. If you say, "Hey Roku," it won't work, but if you have this on and you say it, it will work. You can also plug in a 3.5 millimeter pair of headphones, and you can listen, and you can have private listening. That way, if you're watching this television with someone next to you, only you will hear the audio because you have headphones plugged in. You have your volume buttons right here to control the television, and a mute button. On the back here, you have this button. This is how you would pair it to your television. You press and hold that button while you're looking for a new button, new remote, and that will allow you to sync it up. There is the speaker for the remote if you're trying to find it. And at the bottom, you have USB-C charging. So there's no batteries that you'll replace, but it will charge the built-in rechargeable batteries with USB-C. Now the next one is actually pretty cool. There's a button under here, under where it says Roku. If you press it, it brings up all of your inputs. And if you keep pressing it one by one, it'll actually go down to that input. And if you want to select that input, all you're gonna do, it keeps going away, it'll just select it. Also, by pressing this button, you can also find your remote. So if you can't find it, this is gonna be a great way. Just press that button and you can do find remote, and then say listen for your remote, press any button to stop the sound. There we go, it's pressing it, and I'm gonna press the button to stop it. So it's a cool way to find your remote, turn off your TV, or to switch to the different other things on here as well. Now this is your home screens. On your home screens, you can do a bunch of stuff. So for instance, you've got these HDMI ports. If you wanna remove these or move them or change them, you're gonna hit that little star on the remote like I showed you earlier, and I can move the input, I can rename it, I can remove it. It doesn't remove it so you can't use it, just removes it from the screen. Or you can close it. So if I wanted to rename it, maybe this is my stereo, I could just do it rename input and give it a generic name that they allow me to put, or I can go all the way to the bottom and set its own name and its own icon myself. And you can do that with any of these. Like for instance, I know I won't use audio video because I'll just use an eARC port. So I'll press that and I'm going to remove the input. You can see removing AV means it will no longer appear on the screen and its related settings will be erased. You can always add it back anytime from settings. And you can do the same thing with any of these apps. So if I want to, I have the QVC app, if I press that star on the remote, maybe I want to move it. I'm like, I want it to be down here. And then once I'm done moving it, all I'm gonna do is hit the OK button on the remote and it has moved and my apps have been rearranged. And if you wanna delete an app, again, hit the star. You can move it, check for updates if there's an update, or removing the app again will delete the app. Pressing all the way over to the left, you can go home by selecting it. You can go to see what's on live television. Hit the back button, it'll go back over there. You can see what to watch, what's free, sports. So there's a bunch of stuff over here. This also allows you to go into settings, and this is gonna be where a lot of special features are. So we're gonna go into settings. If you need to set up a new Wi-Fi network, all you do is go into network and you can see what I'm connected to. I can check my connection. I can set up a connection. I would go to wireless, and then it's gonna search for wireless networks, and I can connect to any of these wireless channels that my TV can pick up from my house or even neighbor. Remotes and devices, this is where you can add remotes. You can see this TV comes with the Voice Remote Pro. So if I go over here, I can see how much battery life I have left, what's the MAC address for this. I can find the remote. You can see press OK to find your repaired remote. You could do this if you had like another remote on hand to find that other remote, or you could use the app to find the remote with the television settings. You can change the remote sound. Right now it's referee. Maybe I want it to be a sonar or a whistle. So I would probably do whistle. I think whistle's a good one. Here's the hands-free voice stuff. When the hands-free voice switch located on the left side of the remote is on, and you say, hey Roku, the remote will listen and collect data. While the switch is off, the remote will not listen or collect data. And like I said earlier, you can add a new remote. Speakers, you can add speakers. You can see press OK for compatible. You can do wireless speakers or wireless sound bar or subwoofer. Wireless headphones, you can add wireless headphones if you have any to pair your Bluetooth wireless headphones. If you have a smartphone or a tablet, you can add one to this to pair your phone. You just press that, and then you can see go to the smartphone or Bluetooth, tablet's Bluetooth settings, select the television, make sure the smartphone or tablet is disconnected from other devices. Now talking about remotes, I do have the Roku app, so if you log into this and log in with the same Roku username and password as your television, you'll be able to control this very easily. You can see, please connect to a device. I'm gonna go to devices, and I see that I have this new television, so I'm gonna tap on that. I'm gonna connect to the device. It is now connected and I can control it. So I'm gonna go to remote, and you can see I am pressing this. Hopefully you can see it. I can go home, I can go to settings, and there's some cool things that you can do in here to control it. You can listen to the audio through this, all kinds of cool stuff. Next up is wallpapers and screensavers. If you like to change the look of your Roku TV, you come in here, and this is where you can do it. They have dynamic ones. You can change the sound packs that you hear. There's not a ton of stuff in here, but there is some cool stuff in here. Maybe I want Summer in the Bay. I'm gonna set that as my wallpaper, and it's getting the Summer in the Bay. It's gonna download it, and this stuff is, from what I've seen, all free. You don't have to pay for any of this stuff. That is my new current wallpaper. See a screenshot of it. I can go back here a little bit. I can start a screensaver. You can set a time for it, when it should start to go off, or disable it. You can go into wallpaper animations and put them on. Seasonal wallpapers, put those on. Sponsored wallpapers, put them on or off. Restore your default theme if you don't like any of the stuff you've been doing lately and you want to restore it back. But there's tons of stuff in here, kind of cool stuff. And why not? You know, you can change your sounds if you want different sounds for your television. Next is TV picture settings. Now this is only some of them. I would recommend putting it on brighter. I like a nice bright display, but you can set it to auto or change it to wherever you want. You can also come in here and it'll let you know when Dolby Vision is turned on and off. You'll get notifications. If you don't want to see that, just turn it off right there. You can come in here and adjust the picture settings for each one. You can see, go into the actual HDMI 1, 2, 3, 4 live television and then hit star, and that'll bring up your picture settings. So I'll show you that real quick. What we're gonna do here is, for instance, I can just select it here if I want, and then I'm gonna hit the star on the remote, and then I can do a sleep timer if I want. So the TV turns off at a certain time. I can go to picture settings, and this is where you can really control the picture. So you see you have the normal ones we saw earlier. Picture mode, I like it at vivid, but you can customize the picture as well for the backlight and all that stuff. And if you want it to be the same for all of them, all you're gonna do is at the bottom here, you're gonna go to where it says apply settings to all inputs, so you don't have to keep setting it for all of your different inputs, having to be HDMI 1 through 4. Next is TV inputs. And again, I kind of showed you where you can rename these, and you can go into HDMI mode and set HDMI compatibility mode for this. You can do it as standard. All features supported by the TV are available in this mode, 2.0, or set it to auto or compatibility. Audio is next. If you have a eARC port, you can automatically set the audio output to the eARC if it's connected, and that's on HDMI 1. Or you can set it so it's just the TV speakers or the optical, so you have the ability, or set it to auto and it should be smart enough to switch between what it's actually set up to. And if you have a wall-mounted TV and no speakers set up to it, you can have a special mode turned on while it's wall-mounted, and speaker sound will be optimized for wall mount placement. Menu volume. This is when you're going through these different things. You can turn it on or off if you like hearing it. I'm gonna turn it off. It's kind of annoying, so I will turn any of those little clicks as they move around the operating system off. Audio preferred language. I speak English, so the other ones don't interest me, but you can change that. Preferred streaming format. I would set it to auto just in case you don't know what you're doing. Digital audio format. Again, I'd set it to auto, but if you're having problems, you have the ability to change it right there. That's the notification we spoke about earlier. Next are parental controls. You can enter a 4-digit PIN you want, and you'll be asked to enter it twice to avoid mistakes. This is if you want to control things on your television so your child can't do anything. You have a guest mode. Guests can enjoy their own subscriptions on your Roku device. This keeps your accounts secure and prevents unwanted purchases. So you can enter guest mode right here and have them be able to control the TV themselves with their own things, and then it doesn't interfere with your subscriptions. Here's your home screen. You can show and hide recommendation rows. You have live TV, you can show or hide it. You can hide what to watch if you want, or free stuff, or sports. All these things you can hide or show. You can see shortcuts, you can add channels or sleep timers or turn those things on or off. If you're gonna buy things through the television, you can go to payment methods and do that. It's really, really convenient. This is where you can stream from your Apple devices and control content with Apple AirPlay and HomeKit. You can enable fast TV start on this TV. I'll show you that in a minute. And then you'll be able to set up your Apple TV AirPlay. Next is system, come in here. Next up is power. This is an important one. So when you turn on the TV, you can have it go directly to the home screen or the last input that it was using, like which HDMI port, or go to a specific HDMI port every time you turn on the television. I love that, really simple and easy to follow. Auto power savings, you can reduce power after 15 minutes, which will basically, if the TV is not being used, it'll reduce the power, and it will completely turn off the TV after 4 hours if you're not using it. This is the standby LED. You can see when your TV is off, the standby LED on in front of the TV will be off, so you can turn that on or off if you want. Fast TV start, this turns on your TV really, really quickly, and it also allows you to wake up your television with music or video casting, hands-free voice, the Roku mobile app, and voice assistance. I would recommend turning that on, just check that box. This is how you can restart your television really easily if you're having any issues, and I do recommend that because you can't pull the power cord out of the back of the television, so If you're having an issue, come in here and restart it, or unplug it from the wall, wait 5 seconds, plug it back in, and then turn it back on if you're having any issues. USB media, there's a USB port on the back of the television that will allow you to play media from it if you want. Control other devices, this is cool. I would definitely turn this stuff on. This basically allows things you plug into the television through the HDMI ports, have them be speakers or Apple TVs or Android streaming things or whatever, allows you to, or game consoles, allows them to turn the television on for you so you don't have to use 2 remotes with it. Screen mirroring, you can mirror what's on you can see your PC or your smartphone or your tablet onto your television, and you can have this. I put always allow instead of prompt. I'm fine with it. I don't have to allow it. Screen mirroring devices, you'll see if any of them have been set up. This is where you can check for new updates. Come in here, hit check now, and it will check for any new software updates that have been pushed to the television. Now, it probably will install them automatically, so you might not ever have to do this, but you can see it's also gonna check for updates as well for any apps. Advanced system settings, if you wanna reset this television, there you go. You can reset just the TV and audio picture settings if you want, and it tells you how. All you do is press play pause 3 times to reset all the TV and picture settings from here, or you can factory reset everything by entering that code right there, 4307. It's gonna be different probably every time you look at it, and then it'll reset the television for you. You can reset your network connection settings here. You can device connect if you want. What that means is it's gonna enabling will let you pair devices such as Roku voice remotes and Roku speakers, and mirroring what's on your smartphone, all that stuff. So I would enable that. I like this too, control by mobile apps. By default, it's set to network. You can do default, dismissive, or disabled, and if you do permissive, you can see controlled by mobile apps is enabled always, but accepts commands only from the private network address or the same subnet. So there you guys go. I hope that was informative to you. I love Roku software. It is really easy to use. It has all the apps that you would want, and the TV is pretty nice. The only thing it doesn't have, I'll do a full review, but the only thing it doesn't have is the HDMI 2.1, which would allow you to do up to 120 frames per second on a video game console, but it can do up to 64K, which is completely fine as well at this point in time with gaming. So very cool TV, I'm loving it. Thanks for watching. If you want to pick it up, it's linked down below. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road.